Yo, okay, so it's Andy here. Today, living in Greece is fantastic, and I understand why lots and lots of people want to come here and live in Greece. Yes, thank you so much for all of your emails and questions and everything about the actual kind of administration side of things. How do we come and live in Greece, okay? And unfortunately, I can't answer them. Not just like that. I can tell you about my experiences, Tanya and my sort of journey here. It was in a very different time though. It was pre-COVID, pre-Brexit, and obviously coming from the UK. So, and working here as well as digital nomads. So that's very different from a lot of people's situations. Okay, so I can't answer your questions, but don't run away just yet, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you the best sources of information I can find in about 6 hours, 7 hours now. I spent 7 hours trawling the internet, looking for as much information as I can find. And I realised, as with everything in Greece, the information is buried in websites that's not very easy to find, not very user-friendly and things like this. So what I've done is I've tried to make this a little bit more straightforward. So what I'm going to do is share screen with you on the laptop. You can follow me around the Google Chrome browser. Yes, correct. And I can show you where I found some information that might help you. Okay, because everybody is different, unique and individual. Yes. What really translates to is people come from all over the place, have different situations, are at different ages, want to work, don't work, can't work, have got some money, haven't got some money, have got lots of money, have got a little money, have a daughter who's a ballet dancer in Poland, have a goldfish they want to bring with them, and they also like eating cheesecake, and is that possible as well? I honestly can't answer all of that, but here's some information that might let you fathom it all out for yourselves. Okay, so the first thing to note, okay, before we dive in, is there's loads of information out there on various blogs, and I found loads of stuff on interesting blogs and websites and things, but the thing is, it's very generic, and it also really only applies to one individual kind of situation. What I have realised is that there's kind of 3 or 4 different areas that people are concerned about. The first one is visas. How do I get a visa? The second one is residency. How do I get residency? Third one is work permits and working here. And there's also some concern over money and medical things. Okay, so we're going to address each one of those in turn, starting with visas. Okay, so before you come to Greece, if you're coming from outside of the EU, you might need a visa. Check on the website to see if you need a visa. I'm going to show you the website to go to now. Right, so here we go. You see at the top here, we've got visas, residency, working, and medical. The visa site that you need to go to is the Hellenic Republic Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Okay, let's look at their home page. So this is their home page, right? And it's very easy to pass by the bit that you need to click on. Okay, it's down here, visas in the services, but the easier way is to click this button here, visas. And then it gives you the choices of visas. So you have to pick the right visa. So obviously, if you're coming from the US, you might need a national visa, whereas if you're coming from Belgium, you might need a Schengen visa. So let's have a look at the national visas here. And the first thing it tells you is that there's loads of PDFs and things, and the one that you actually want as your starting place is the Immigration Code 2022. This is a Word document, okay, and you download it and open it in Word. If you haven't got Word, you can use openoffice.org. Okay, Immigration Code 2022. Let's save that. We can open it. And yay, it's 100 pages. Brilliant. Okay, and you think, wow, this is terrible. Actually, it's not so bad. Let me just show you this. National type visas, type D visas, page 11. Okay, and then it's got all of these pages here, 20, from page 11 to page 20 on how to get a D-type visa, which is probably the one you want. We need to go to page 11, keep scrolling down, 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 down. Have we gone past it? No, here we go. 3, national visas. Right, because you want a residency permit, don't you? Yeah? For the issue of a residence permit, an essential and necessary condition is that all persons concerned hold a special national visa, except in the specific and particular cases described in this circular. So all persons concerned need one of these. Okay, so this tells you that the long stay visa is valid for anywhere between 90 and 365 days. Most people do 365 days because why wouldn't you? Okay, and this tells you here how to fill out the paper-based visa sticker fields. I'm not sure sticker is the right word. I think it means visa form fields. Okay, so this tells you what to put in the forms. Duration, this tells you that it's basically 365 days or less. There are seasonal worker things and also different things here. Issue of the residence permit. Consular authorities. Okay, you need to go to your consular authority. It can be withdrawn, and what we're really looking for is what do we need. So let's move on. What do we need? What do we need? What do we need? Here we go. General supporting documents and procedure for issuing national visas. It tells you everything you need here. Fortunately, your fingerprints are not taken. Still doesn't tell us what we need. General supporting documents. How to get your D-type national visa, which entitled you to stay after 90 days and up to 365 days. A full completed application form, passport or other travel document, certificate of criminal record from foreign. My God, you've got to have a criminal record. No way. Medical cert. Okay. Medical certificate, right. I'll talk more about that towards the end, okay, in the medical part of things. Travel insurance. Not to be considered a threat to public order, blah, 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 blah. So basically you're a good person. Okay. And it says that the diplomatic commission or consular office may require additional supporting documents. So basically you're at the mercy of the nice people in your consular office. Right, so that's how to get a visa. A D-type visa, and here's all of the information. There's lots of information. You need a D-type visa because it says there, I think all people who want to go for residency need a D-type visa. But, you know, double check by reading all of this small print. Wow. Fees, €180. That's how much it costs. I think it costs €180. It might not. Ask your consular official. Unless you're a fisherman, in which case it's 75. Wow. Okay, right, good. So that's visas and how to find out all about visas. And this is only scratching the surface, but all of the straight from the horse's mouth information is here. The Immigration and Social Integration Code Application Handbook. If you look on all of the websites, all the blog posts and things like that, it might be a little bit easier to understand, but they may miss something out, okay? So this is from the Greek government. It tells you exactly. Right, so once you've got your visa, you're in Greece and you can stay for up to a year. Yay, you can stay for a year in Greece. Okay, don't stop. You have to immediately apply for residency, okay? It even says that in that book somewhere. I read it earlier. You have to immediately, if you're going for residency, you have to apply almost straight away as soon as you get here. Applying for residency can take some time. Let's have a look at residency. On the migration.gov.gr website, this is the home page, Ministry of Migration and Asylum. Here's the two boxes that you might be interested in: resident permit, golden visa. This third one, state of file for third country nationals. I'm not sure what that means, but also the link doesn't work. You'll find this often in Greek bureaucratic system websites. Okay, doesn't work. So let's click resident permits, because look, we can need one of these. Then we'll look at golden visas. Okay, so if you know you're going for a golden visa, skip to the bookmark in the description below about golden visas, residence permits. Okay, let me just show you this, because this happens often. Okay, so when you first hit the page, right, it comes up, and of course, because you're a foreigner wanting to come to Greece, it's in Greek. Handy. Let's click it to English. Yep, useful, great, it's translated it. No, it hasn't, has it? It's only translated the first one. It hasn't translated the other ones. Okay, not to worry, because what we do is right-click on the mouse, translate to English, detect language, and it auto-detects it as being English that we're working in. So it actually Google translates it. Not the Greek government website, you need Google to translate it. Okay, so then it gives you the different resident permits compared to what you need. Okay, and we kind of want the long-term residence permit if you're going to do the retirement thing. If you're not going to retire, I guess you want the resident permit for employment and professional reasons. The process is the same. Let me show you this one. Okay. So now we've got all the different things that you need and different initial granting of residency. It depends on who you are. So if you're a lawyer, you want to look at 1.2.3. If you're an employee of a national company, so you might be part of an aerospace industry company, for example, and they ship you over here to come to work, you might 1.2.2. Resident permit for members of board of directors. So you might be establishing a company here, you know, Olives to America.com or something, and you might be board of directors there, in which case you need the resident permits as detailed in 1.21. So there's lots and lots of different things, which is why this is an impossible question to continuously answer for people. It's like, oh, I'm coming here because I'm doing this and everything. Oh, what permit do I need? How do I get it? It's like, I don't know. But this tells you. Go to the website. Intellectual creators. I'm a writer. Yes. Marvellous. A thespianistic kind of creator. Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. So in which case you need 1.28. Yeah, 1.2.8. Yeah. Nice. So there's lots and lots of different things here. Let's go to the first one, just to have a look, because this is funny, okay? Because when you click on this, it downloads it in a Word file, and then you open it. Some of these don't. Some of these open up and they're Greek. Okay, but here it tells you what you need. Resident permit for development employment, for dependent employment, sorry. Initial granting for the purpose of dependent employment after invitation of the employer. So this means you found an employer in Greece who wants to employ you, and you know you might be coming in as a consultant in the digital marketing industry or something, for example. And they've given you a job, and then you need to apply for your resident permit, and these are the things that you need. And you do need to renew it at some point. So there are things that you need for renewal. But it's all here. It tells you, you know, you've just got to find out which one is the right one for you in particular, right? So what have we got here? What ones have I go here? let's just quickly go to 6, long-term residential permit. Now you see it comes down in Greek. Okay, so it's going to be in Greek when we open this, which of course is difficult. Okay, so the easiest way to change this, right, 6.1.1, is to go to Google Translate, click on Documents. You can browse your file, find out where you downloaded it, 6.1.1 in Greek. Here, open that, translate, download translation, put it back in the folder there, and you can say trans like this, or lated if you didn't want to be confused later on. Yes, do that. Right, and then you can go back to that folder. Oh, wherever it is. I can't find it now. Let's come back here. Where is it? Personal temp. Right, sorry. Yes. Let's go to data. And the... Oh, was it there? Was it here? It's very strange. Where is it? Let's go back again. Sorry. Download. Andy personal temp. D OneDrive temp. Right, okay, sorry. Yeah, D OneDrive temp. Yay, 6.1.1 translated. Okay, right. See, hassle. Sorry about that. Remember where you save these things. I didn't. Yeah, 6.1.1. This tells you exactly what you need. Initial granting of a resident permit, long-term residence permit. 4 recent colour photos in physical form. Valid passport, €16. Receipt saying that you've paid your €16. Confirmation of an application that's been submitted. Copy of the latter. Blah, 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 blah. And it tells you all the things that you need here. Copy of home purchase contract. Graduation certificate. All of these things. And that's your residence permit. Okay. That's how you get your residence permit. What next? Working. Why did I highlight these categories? Oh yeah, just here and here again. There's loads and loads of questions about residency and about the golden visa. Oh yes, that's what we're going to do. Let's do golden visa. Clicking on the golden visa. There's a whole bunch of laws here. Okay, Article 20B laws, and they give you the latest updates. All right, this is really again typical of the Greek government websites, as they're not really meant for normal people to read. They're meant for like professional people, accountants and lawyers and things like that. So all of this is something that your lawyer can sort out for you, and it's often easier just to come here, get your visa, get here. Even if you're coming on a 90-day visa, go and see the lawyer, get yourself a lawyer, say you want to do this, and pay for them to do it, because it's just easier. So your Article 20B as a permanent investor residence permit. So what this says is you have to bung $250,000 in to property, and then you can move here and very quickly get a residence permit, and within a matter of a short space of time you can become a citizen as well. And here's a list of the things that you need. Okay, so let's just show you where to find that again. It's the Ministry of Immigration and Asylum, and it's this bar here, Golden Visa. Good, right, that's your Golden Visa. Working. Right, working's strange, okay? There's no such thing as a work permit. What? What do you mean? All these websites and blogs and say you need a work permit. No, there's no such thing as a work permit in Greece. There isn't. And I can prove that because here is the Hellenic Republic Ministry of Labour and Social Affairs. Work for third country nationals in Greece. Law. 4251, 2014, GGA 80. Immigration and Social Immigration Code and other provisions as in force. Right? Third country nationals entering our country for the purpose of work must hold one of the following legal documents. Okay, legal documents for access to work. Resident permit with the right to work. So when you apply for your resident permit, okay, it's the one which is the right to work. So it's this one here for work, yeah? Certificate of submission. So this means that you've got a certificate saying you've submitted the documents for a resident permit and that it's in the process. Visa with the right to work. So again, this isn't a work permit. This goes back to a visa application here. Okay. So when you're finding the right visa, not here, this is the wrong website, you plonker. But when you're selecting your right visa, it's like you need to select the one that gives you the right to work. Yeah. Beneficiaries of international protection. So this is like refugees. In which case you'll have a international protection applicants card if you haven't already got protection status. Third country nationals who have been granted a certificate of deferral of removal. So this means that you don't come from Greece and no, we're not going to throw you out. A work permit. Hey, okay. Oh. For the employment of illegally residing third country nationals in the agricultural economy under Article 13A of Law 4251, 2014. So this is basically people who have been almost slave traded to work in the agricultural economy and aren't supposed to be here, but they are here and they can't go back home. So this is either refugees or people who have been forced, and it does happen in Greece, okay, forced to come here and work illegally. Right, and Greek nationals. So no such thing as a work permit. But what you do need is you need the right document to begin with, which is why it's important that you get your residency document. Doesn't have to be correct to begin with, but it's easier if you get it correct to begin with. You can always change it later, although what you end up doing is paying twice and waiting twice as long, and legally you're not really supposed to work until you've got the right piece of paper in your hand, or at least until you've got a certificate of submission for supporting documents showing that you've applied for the resident permit, the right to work. Okay, excellent. Medical. Let's think about the medical thing. Somebody said to me, two things, okay, so two things that are sort of myth and fable. One of them is that only Greek citizens can work in Greece and everybody else can't. Well, that is incorrect, because how does the German bloke run a taverna? Why does the Indian restaurant owner have a restaurant? And why has the Italian pasta place, why has it got a staff crewed by the guy who owns its family who's Italian? Okay. So that doesn't work, does it? And also, why is there so many people working in agriculture from India and Southeast and from South Asia? So that can't work, can it? So yeah, you can work in Greece. Even if you're a third country national, you can work in Greece. The other one is the medical thing. I've had emails saying, oh, I must have a medical and I don't think I'll pass it. Okay, so the medical, let me show you the medical form. You need the medical to get your visa, okay, for your D-type visa. And all it needs to do is to show, let's go back to the visa things, let's go back to the visa code. Hang on, can I open it in here? Yeah, it's fine. All it needs to show is that you have not got a selection of very contagious diseases. Procedure, let's just check again. Withdrawal of permit, no. Rights, no. General supporting documents. Certificate of criminal record. A medical certificate from a recognised state or private body. Okay. And what this looks like in reality is this. There. Long stay D visa for Greece, medical certificate. It's just your details, and then the doctor signs off that you don't have a disease subject to quarantine. So that would be something like smallpox or something else horrendous like that. You haven't got tuberculosis, you don't have syphilis, you haven't got any other infectious diseases or parasitic diseases, and that you're not a drug addict and you haven't got profound mental disturbance. And that's it. So dude who's got the pacemaker who was worried about that, like, oh, I'm not going to get my residency permit because I need to pass a medical. You don't need to pass a medical for residency permit. You do need this simple medical form for your D visa. Okay? I don't think you need a medical for your residency permit. It might change between now and then as well, so check. But they're not going to worry about your pacemaker, I suspect. Okay, so everything's possible in Greece. Some things just take a little bit longer. It's handy if you've got a good lawyer and if you've got a little bit of cash to splash around. That oils wheels quite well. Yeah, good. Right, anyway, I hope that's useful to you. That took me about 7 hours to find all that. It's buried in websites under lost translation and things like this. And if you found it useful, then feel free to support us on Patreon. That's really, really appreciated. And here's a list of our patrons here. Yes, that's cool. Do like, share, and subscribe. And the most important thing actually is to leave a comment. So just say hello in the comments below, because that helps us buck the YouTube algorithm a little bit, and that sort of, yeah, that helps us, kind of thing, commenting. And also, yeah, send us an email. There's email in the description below as well. Check out the links. I'll put all of these links in the description below for you, so you can just click on them. And the most important thing out there is to stay safe and be good.